let's meet our next fighter.
Please welcome to the blue corner for your next fight, Xavier Young.
Xavier Young, a fighter that we're familiar with because it's his third time inside the Fury cage as an amateur. Is 0-2 in Fury as an Ami, but looking for that big first win. The Executioner fighting out of Fitness Fight Factory in Fort Worth.
Yeah, Xavier Young is one of those guys that, you know, he's kind of a dichotomy because started out 1-1. He's lost his last two, which A, shows you how tough this Fury roster is, and B, shows you because we've seen Xavier Young, he's a good athlete, he's got the tools, he's got the camp. You know, he's over there with Johnny Bedford, Evan Cutts, Darren Whitney. So, you know, he's got the people there, he's got the support. He's got the ability, just hasn't been able to put it together yet, you know, but also he's faced some pretty tough guys. So it's really tough to tell. You know, we use John Jones as the example all the time. John Jones was an amateur at one time, and somebody had to fight him first. Somebody had to be the first one to fight him. And I'd love to see that footage, but I'm sure it wasn't nice.
Just want to make a correction, 4-2 overall record. I believe I said 1-3, I apologize about that. But 4-2 overall record for Xavier Young. And as you mentioned, he has so much potential, and you can just see it, as you mentioned, the fight camp that he comes out of. He has so much talent, and once he puts it all together, it's going to be so much fun to watch. Let's meet his opponent first.
Please welcome to the red corner, Tyler Logan.
Tyler Logan, first time inside the Fury cage as an amateur. Went 2-1 in 2021, only fought once in 2022 in November. He is riding a 2-fight losing streak, but trying to get things going, trying to get more cage time. And what better time than now? Iron Will, Tyler Logan.
Yeah, Tyler Logan, you know, it's always, I always look, whenever I'm looking at research, I always look to see kind of how they started. You know, Tyler Logan started 2-0. Once you start 2-0 as an amateur, they say, hey, you know, it becomes pretty tough to get you fights as a 2-0 fighter because it's not really a good fight if people are trying to protect their records. And then you come somewhere else and you do. So you have to fight, you know, some guys with a little bit of experience and maybe a little more experience, maybe a little, and then you lose 2 in a row. Now you're 2-2. And to see what that does to the psyche and to see how they perform in here, is it something that they think about? Are they thinking about the losses, or is this just something they're in here just ready to show what they...
Today brought to you by Space City Collective. Make sure you're following them on Instagram. You see the reach advantage there for Tyler Logan, but the height advantage for Xavier Young for this lightweight showdown. Let's go inside for our official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest brought to you by SheathUnderwear.com is scheduled for 3 rounds of the Fury Amateur Series Lightweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, and he weighed in at 154 pounds. Fighting out of Fort Worth, Texas, he holds an amateur record of 4 wins, 2 losses. This is the Executioner, Xavier Young. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 155.2 pounds. Fighting out of Bristow, Oklahoma, he holds an amateur record of 3 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. This is Iron Will, Tyler Logan. Your referee in charge, Marcio La Selva.
Marcio La Selva inside. Blue gloves for Young, red for Logan. Good aggressive start for Xavier Young.
Yes. All good. Check that shit outside.
It's a kick there. Does Young. Ooh. Good combo from Xavier Young. Oh, connects with a big left, and up against the cage we go to recover. Xavier Young just showcasing what that potential could one day be. Athletic combo.
Yeah, Xavier Young, you know, we said it before. We said it during, you know, when his walkout was happening that, you know, he's a good athlete. He's got good technical skills, you know, pretty good on the ground, but really likes to sit in there and bang. And you can see that in just the first couple of minutes of the, or first minute of the first round.
Ooh, good knee there from Logan.
Yeah, and I would think that with that success that he had in striking, that he would want to, you know, try to get, you know, when he had Logan's back against the cage, and he would try to disconnect and maybe get this back out to the center of the cage. Logan Young going back and forth, trading sides on that cage. Really jockeying for position right now. No one really doing any damage.
Seems like a good clinch warm-up to start a class with.
Yeah, this is, looks like they're doing a pummel drill right now. I'll tell you what though, Xavier Young does have to stop reaching for those leg kicks. That will come back and bite him. He'll get a martial artist who has a good question mark kick that'll that'll end the night for you very, very quickly. Xavier looking like he wants to trip Logan and get him down to the ground.
45 seconds left in round one.
And Xavier's got double underhooks here. He needs to not give that up. Really nice. He should have done that before the pummel drill started. Kind of pulled in there and, you know, sucked that space up. And then Tyler Logan is swinging for the fences when they do disconnect. So if they do, very nice. That's what Xavier's been trying to do since they got up against the cage.
Only 20 seconds to work now.
Keep your right knee to his hip, beat him up with your left hand. Beat him up, yes.
Still a good lasting impression of round one for Xavier Young with that takedown and big punches to end the round. Still connects on 2 big punches to the face.
Yeah, nice round there. Nice round one from Xavier Young. Tyler Logan starts out with a nice little front jab kick, and then Xavier Young lands a couple of punches. Both guys landing decently there, and then they clinched up on the cage, and Xavier Young kind of took over from here. You know, they were pummeling for a minute and a half or 2 minutes on there, but in the actual exchanges and, you know, and the grappling, and then, you know, nice takedown there from Xavier Young. But yeah, nice round, dominant round for Xavier Young besides those first couple of exchanges, but the rest of it was all him.
Just to let you know, 3 pro fights coming your way on the prelims. Bruce Whitehead back into action, taking on Tater McSpadden, which could be my new favorite name, Tater.
Yeah, that sounds like a Pixar character, Tater McSpadden.
Isn't there a character on Yellowstone named Tater? I don't know if you watch Yellowstone. I'm pretty sure her name is Tater.
I don't. I watch fights and racing, and that's about it.
I think you'd love Yellowstone. That show is built for you. Inside control now for Xavier Young.
Yeah, Xavier Young going to the well a little earlier this time. Did exactly what he did for the takedown in the last round, but he did it, you know, 15 seconds into the second round. Got this back to the ground. Now, as the round was ending, you know, Taylor Logan was showing some good scrambling ability, and, you know, looked like he, you know, had some submission skills. You know, trying to transition to some submissions there, kind of late in the round. But Xavier Young coming, you know, training over there with black belts, Johnny Bedford, Evan Cutts, you know, and guys like Darren Whitney. It's been very, very difficult in there in the amateur ranks to go in there and armbar somebody from the guard.
Darren Whitney in action on our main card on UFC FIghtPass starting at 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, taking on Tracy Reeder. Woo, man, boy, that's going to be a good fight. Inside control now for Logan.
Yeah, Tyler Logan. Nice little reversal there. Gets on top, giving up position just a little bit. Xavier doing a good job.
Wow, beautiful transition.
Yeah, nice transition from Tyler Logan. This may be trouble here. Yeah, that's very, very tight. That's going to be very difficult to get out of. That's a bad neck crank It's not really choking right now. This is extremely painful, and now it's choking.
Now it's in deep.
Yeah, this is not good for Xavier Young. He was too dominant in these first 2 rounds to get this. He's got to get that swing arm down. He's got to get that arm down straight, 2-on-1. He's got to get out of choking position.
Still some hand play going on, but that right elbow is in tight.
Yeah, he needs to not worry about punching. You're not going to finish the fight punching from here. You've got to get that 2-on-1, get that arm straight, get those shoulders to the mat, get down and let him transition into a mount position. That's your next opportunity for a scramble.
Gets the neck loose a little bit. Had a moment there, Michael, where could have been freed up.
You've got to pay attention to the hands until you're in an unchokeable position. You cannot let go of the hands. You cannot stop paying attention to the hands and address the feet until the rest of your body is in an unchokeable position.
At what point will Logan burn out? It is now, but now using the left arm, regrouping.
Yeah, it may do him well to soften him up here a little bit and at least finish the round with some damage. And, you know, Xavier Young giving the thumbs up to the referee, telling him he's fine. And Tyler Logan with a little bit of, he's a little bit out of position for the rear naked choke. And, you know, whenever you see somebody that high over their head with their chin kind of pulling down, the only place you can pull is up. And so he's kind of pulling into his chin instead of into his neck. And you see Xavier Young looks fine. Didn't take much out of it, but probably lost that round because of that last exchange. So here we go, right off the bat. Another little hip toss there. Maybe a little judo being trained over there at Fitness Fight Factory. And then you see a nice scramble here from Tyler Logan and ends up on the back of Xavier Young. Has a neck crank, and in my opinion, I think that was very, very close to finishing. If he had kept on that neck crank and just kind of sold out to that, he may have been able to finish this fight. But Xavier Young hanging very tough, pulling those arms down. It will be interesting to see how Tyler Logan's arms are feeling here in the beginning of this 3rd round. Makes him very, very heavy. That lactic acid builds up, and he was straining pretty hard to try to squeeze pretty hard, having very little or no effect on Xavier Young, it looks like.
And the big thing from that round, Michael, Tyler Logan found success. So let's see how round 3 goes now. He knows he can hold his own against Xavier Young. Oh, man,
very
that
nice.
knee connected flush to the chest. Logan might have inched a little bit on the face, but looked more like a body knee.
Yeah, I got a little bit too close to him before he tried that flying knee, because if he's a little further back, that probably connects somewhere on the head or face, and we may be, Xavier Young may be celebrating by now.
Back up against the cage we go.
Yeah, and if I were Tyler Logan, I wouldn't mind this going to the ground at all. You know, go for that same sweep, same transitions, or, you know, especially if he can take him down from here, you know, and kind of trip Xavier Young down to the ground, be on top to start with. That's, you know, these 3-minute rounds go by very, very quickly. Nice little double leg sit down from Xavier Young, putting Tyler Logan on his back.
Under 2 minutes to work, final round of the fight.
Yeah, and you got to think, Raheel, it's 1 round apiece probably, and, you know, the winner of this round is gonna win this fight. And so, you know, these guys need to have that urgency. They got about 1.5 minutes left as we approach the halfway point to the 3rd round. These guys have about 1.5 minutes to kind of establish that they're winning this round. And so far, we haven't seen that. I mean, we've seen a takedown, but, you know, no control, no nothing, no damage while they were down. So if that's the only thing that happens the rest of the fight, then that'll win it. But if something else happens, this is very razor thin on who's got this fight right now. Very nice.
Oh, big punch there as well from Xavier Young. But to side we go, and trying to drag that knee across is Tyler Logan. Gonna be hard with the cage in there.
Yeah, another fighter using the cage here to get that reversal, and Xavier not having the success we saw earlier. Tyler's got about 50 seconds here. He needs to dole out some damage, and again, this is an even fight right now. And Tyler Logan may, if he finishes here, you know, he may win this round too. So 30 seconds left. Xavier Young needs to sell out to get out of this spot, get to a top position at least, dole out some damage, if not get a finish.
Big 20 seconds coming up. Xavier Young trying to dole out punishment. His corner urging him on, saying score some points here because you are behind right now, or try to throw up a submission, but with 5 seconds left, it's gonna be tough. Not many points scored. It gets reversed there. We'll see how the judges score. Our first time to see how the judges are gonna be scoring tonight.
Yeah,
what are they gonna weigh?
Raheel, at one point, I mean, Tyler Logan looked outclassed by Xavier Young, but he came back and kind of, you know, did his thing here in the third round. Didn't start out so well, took that big flying knee there, got taken down, then shortly after was able to get back to his feet. You see that change of direction right there in that double leg. Finishing the takedown, Xavier tries to use that wall walk to get this reversed, and good awareness by Tyler Logan. And then this was kind of the story of it until the mount came. You know, he almost took his back. I think that would have been devastating for Xavier Young if he would have gotten his back taken in that position. So he did the right thing, but he did give up the mount, and they basically finished the fight there. So it's gonna be very close, but this might be a Tyler Logan comeback win.
Still to come, Bruce Whitehead taking on Tater McSpadden. Braden Freeman taking on Eduardo Tejada. And then we have Christy Taekwindo taking on Kara Greenwell, the highly anticipated debut of the talented strawweight fighter. Can't wait to watch her. We saw her against Mia Graw last time out. She wanted to make her pro debut that fight, but Eric was like, come on, I need somebody to step up and give me a challenge, and she gave more than a challenge. It was a really good fight, and I think she made a fan out of all of us that night.
Yeah, she did. She's a savage for sure. And, you know, even with making her debut tonight, she is already, you know, kind of a talked about prospect at the 115-pound women's division, because, I mean, she was an absolute savage against a very tough Mia Graw. So, yeah, looking forward to that fight tonight. Looking forward to seeing her make her debut, and then, you know, kind of see where it goes from here. Fury putting a lot of people in UFC right now.
All right, Wayne is inside, so let's see how the judges scored this.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for the decision, brought to you by OnlyFans. Judge David Sutherland scores the fight 29-28 Young. Judge Henry Ellick scores the fight 29-28 Logan. And Judge Liz Carrero scores the fight 29-28, declaring a winner by split decision, the executioner, Xavier Young.
All right, so that first big flurry of round 3 maybe was enough to get the win. Xavier Young gets the split decision win.
Yeah, really close fight. Could have went either way, but yeah, Xavier Young, leave it to the judges. That's what happens.
All right, let's get into the pro portion of our prelims. Meet our next fighters.